Do not go to Rome until you watch this video. Seriously, every year, millions of tourists make 3 massive mistakes that completely ruin their trip. They spend 4 hours waiting in the wrong line. They buy fake tickets from street scammers. And they miss the best view in the city because they didn't know a simple rule.
So Rome is the eternal city, but your vacation time isn't eternal. In this video, we are counting down the top 5 best must-see sites in Rome. But more importantly, I'm going to show you exactly how to bypass the chaos, beat the crowds, and experience these ancient wonders the right way. So let's dig in.
All right. Instruments. We're Josh and Petra, and we retired early to travel the world. Our goal, 70 countries on 7 continents by age 70. So follow along to see how it all unfolds. So we're going to start at number 5 with the granddaddy of them all, the Flavian Amphitheater, universally known as the Colosseum. Completed in 80 AD under Emperor Titus, this massive structure was the high-tech entertainment hub of ancient Rome.
So what you see today is actually the skeleton of the building. If you look down into the center, and you will see a maze of walls. This is the hypogeum, which again, I apologize if I'm not saying it correctly. It was an underground staging area filled with trapdoors, pulleys, and elevators. Romans used them to launch wild animals and gladiators right onto the arena floor to shock the 80,000 screaming spectators.
Here's a pro tip. Do not just show up and expect to buy a ticket at the gate. They sell out weeks in advance.
Yeah.
You have to buy them online in advance. For the best footage and fewer crowds, book the first slot of the morning or look into a night tour when the arena floor is beautifully illuminated.
So the next we're heading to the Pantheon. We are heading into the heart of the historic center. Commissioned by Marcus Agrippa and rebuilt by Emperor Hadrian around 126 AD, this is the best preserved ancient building in the entire world.
Step inside and your jaw will drop. The dome above you is the world's largest unreinforced concrete dome. It has stood for nearly 2 millennia. At the exact center is the oculus, a 27-foot wide open hole. It lets in light, rain, and the elements. The engineering is so perfect that the floor is subtly slanted with hidden drain holes to clear away rainwater. So just wanted to mention, I absolutely love the Pantheon. I am a huge architectural buff, historical architectural buff. The Romans blow my mind pretty much everywhere I go. And the Pantheon is fantastic because of the concrete that still, to this day, has yet to be duplicated anywhere in the world. They still have not been able to duplicate what they did in the Pantheon, which is a building where if the concrete cracks, it is self-healing, making it actually more durable, which is a large reason why they think it's still standing today, all these years later.
Yeah. So the Pantheon, it survived because it was converted into a Christian church in 609 AD, protecting it from being looted for building materials. So today you need a cheap entry ticket so you can buy it online beforehand to bypass the square's massive entry lines.
So if you are getting value out of these insider tips and want to save money on your next trip, take 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are dropping high-density travel guides every single week to help you travel smarter, lighter, and cheaper. All done with that? Awesome. Let's head on to our number 3 spot.
So number 3, Trevi Fountain. So it isn't just a water feature. It is beautiful and it is a water feature, but it is a theatrical masterpiece built right into the back of a palace. Completed in 1762 by Nicola Salvi, it depicts the god Oceanus taming the waters.
The legend says if you throw a coin over your left shoulder using your right hand, you will return to Rome. Throw a second, you'll find love. If you throw a third, you'll get married. Believe it or not, tourists throw roughly 3,000 to 4,000 euros into this fountain every single day.
I know, wow.
That money is vacuumed up each morning and donated to local charities.
But here's the reality check. During midday, this square is a wall of human bodies, and we definitely experienced that. If you want a peaceful shot or a clean selfie, you have to get there before 7:30 in the morning. Trust me, watching the sunrise hit the travertine stone alone with a warm pastry is worth waking up early for.
Yeah, just as a side note from our personal experience, there's really no good time during the day to go see the Trevi Fountain. It's a huge tourist trap, and they've built a new retainer wall. You have to pay extra just to get in close to the fountain itself. But you can see pretty well if you're up above this wall and not down near the fountain itself. There's actually a fairly good view, and you can see that in the video footage that we're providing. It's actually very visible from above and from the outside. And as you may have noticed, there's quite a few people around.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us to our number 2, which is the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill. So this is technically where history began. Right next door to the Colosseum lies our number 2 spot, the Roman Forum, Palatine Hill. While the Colosseum was for entertainment, the Forum was the actual beating heart of the empire. This square mile was the center of global politics, law, and commerce.
Walking down the Via Sacra, or the Sacred Way, you are walking the path of Julius Caesar's triumphal processions. Just above the ruins is Palatine Hill. According to mythology, this is where Romulus founded the city after killing his twin brother Remus. Later, it became the Beverly Hills of ancient times, where emperors built massive palaces.
Your Colosseum ticket automatically includes entry to the Forum, but most people skip it or rush through. Don't do that. Give this area at least 2 hours. Download an audio guide or hire a guide, because without context, these look like just a pile of rocks or ruins. With context, it's a time machine.
So number 1, our number 1 pick, Vatican City and St. Peter's Basilica. It is technically the smallest independent country in the world, completely surrounded by Rome, and it holds some of humanity's greatest artistic achievements.
First, you have the Vatican Museums. It is a 4-mile labyrinth of art culminating in the Sistine Chapel, where you can look up to see Michelangelo's breathtaking ceiling, painted entirely while he stood on scaffolding for 4 agonizing years.
Yeah. Next, you step into St. Peter's Basilica. The scale here is hard for the human brain to actually comprehend. You can fit entire buildings inside the church. Look closely for Michelangelo's Pieta near the entrance, a masterpiece he carved out of a single block of marble when he was only 24 years old.
To conquer the Vatican, you need a strategy. The dress code is strictly enforced. Knees and shoulders must be covered. Also, consider paying the small fee to climb the dome of St. Peter's. The 551 steps are tight and steep, but the panoramic view of Rome from the top is the best shot you will get on your entire trip. They do also have an elevator that you can take, which cuts out, I believe, 330 steps?
Roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The museum and the basilica are fantastic. My first trip to Rome was with my sister and a friend, and this is back in the day when you didn't have to pre-book your tickets. You could buy them there. And we happened upon a master's student, art student. I forget where she was from. I think Australia, but I could be wrong, who was doing tours in the museum. And the three of us basically got a private tour. Of course, the price was very reasonable. I think we spent a couple of hours going through the museum, and they have so much artwork, and then not only besides what is on view, but what is not on view. And it was astounding. I think I remember them saying something like, if you stood in front of each piece of artwork that's on display for 30 seconds, it would take you like 5 years to get through the museum. There's just that much to see. And the Sistine Chapel was amazing. So these are the top 5 sites that will make your trip to Rome one of the greatest travel destinations on earth. In our opinion, these are the top 5. Mm-hmm. If you plan it right, you can actually walk to almost all of these things in a single action-packed weekend. I have dropped the links in the official ticket sales in the description below, so you can avoid all the scalper scams that are out and about.
So which of these sites are at the top of your list? Go ahead and let us know in the comments below. That's all that we have for you for today. So remember, until next time, to dream big,
plan smart, and we will
see you out in the world.
Ciao.
Ciao. And we will see you out there.
Okay.
And we will see you out there.
Not out there.
We'll see you out in the world. Okay.
Oh. And we will see you. Somebody's got the giggles tonight.
I'm just tired, I guess.